Could we see Andrey Santos leave Chelsea Football Club this summer? Well, guys, learn about the massive reports that dropped stating that Andrey Santos doesn't mind leaving Chelsea Football Club this summer to seek playing time. Yes, he needs playing time. He isn't getting enough, and Chelsea can't guarantee him that going forward. Xabi Alonso can't guarantee him that going forward. And Manchester United are said to be heavily favourites to sign Andrey Santos. Also, we are going to be talking about some Maxence Lacroix news, some Trevoh Chalobah news, Mamadou Sarr, and a host more. So, guys, let's get into the video. Let's get into it. Yes, guys, courtesy of Ben Jacobs, PYS. Talks underway between Santos side and Manchester United. Santos keen to explore minutes. CFC open to sale at the right price. So basically, more or less, Chelsea doesn't mind selling Andrey Santos. He is going to be made available for transfer if the right fee comes along. And Manchester United having a long-term interest in Andrey Santos, because you all remember the Manchester United acquired about Andrey Santos when the whole Garnacho deal came about. They asked about Andrey Santos. Even in the January transfer window last season, they asked about Andrey Santos again. They have an interest. He wasn't first on their list for in this summer transfer window, but after losing out to Matthias Fernandes to Tottenham, they have turned back their interest to Andrey Santos. And it looks like this story is heating up, and fees of between 40 to 50 to 60 million euros are being touted and being put out there. Andrey Santos wants to leave Chelsea Football Club, especially not getting the chance to go to the World Cup and represent Brazil. He wasn't even nowhere near being called up. He hasn't been playing. Chelsea brought him, took him from Strasbourg, their sister club, to bring him to Stamford Bridge, and he has only been getting bit by bit minutes, and this is not what he wants. He wants to represent Brazil, and Xabi Alonso and Chelsea can't guarantee him the playing time he may want for next season. So Andrey Santos wants to leave to seek regular playing time, right? Let's get into a bit more with Andrey Santos. Simon Phillips, right? Manchester United are targeting Andrey Santos, but Chelsea value midfielder at 50 million euros. Newcastle also linked with 50 million rated Brazilian. Chelsea need to sell to help Xabi Alonso rebuild squad. So basically, more or less exactly what it is we were hearing, like talks about 40 to 50, 60 million euros being touted around, and it looks like that is going to definitely be the fee. Newcastle are also linked with Andrey Santos. I think these two main clubs especially, could give him the playing time that he so desperately desires and that he so desperately wants. I think Andrey Santos, Caicedo signing a new deal also put a spanner in the works for Andrey Santos. And it looks like Enzo Fernandez may not get his move to Real Madrid, and this also is putting heavy doubts in Andrey Santos' head that he wouldn't be seeing regular playing time. I don't think he so much wants to leave Chelsea. Chelsea also isn't forcing out Andrey Santos. Let's get that to our heads. They are not forcing him out. It's just that Xabi Alonso, he could be used as a utility player, as a sub, but Xabi Alonso just may not use Andrey Santos in the way that he wants to be used and the playing time that he so wants to get. So Andrey Santos looks like he could be out of Chelsea Football Club come this summer. Manchester United being heavily linked. They are also linked to Tchouameni, but I don't think Real Madrid is going to sell Tchouameni. I think Tchouameni is a Jose Mourinho type player, right? So I don't think that's going to happen. So I think Andrey Santos could more be the realistic option for Manchester United. Right, so on to other news as well. Yes, Alejandro Garnacho is up for sale. Chelsea won't consider a loan deal. They just want to sell this player direct. There are number of clubs interested in signing the winger. There are a number of clubs that are interested in signing the winger. So Andrey Santos, not Andrey, sorry, Alejandro Garnacho is being transfer listed. He is more being pushed out of the football club than Andrey Santos. Right? This we all know that this was always going to be the case. He was always going to be up there for sale. And I think this makes most amount of sense. We need to sell Garnacho. He didn't help us at all last season. He didn't um he was one of our worst wingers, but he was getting a lot of game time, and that basically shows that Chelsea was always going to look to sell Garnacho. We bought Garnacho from Manchester United for like £40 million, and this was all he was always bought for. This he was a direct blue co signing to make pure profit, to make pure to flip for resale value. That is what Garnacho was bought for. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. Breaking: Chelsea are open to selling Alejandro Garnacho and they will only consider a permanent deal. This is by Bobby Vincent. Right? So basically, again, he's being transfer listed. This was always going to be the case. Always going to be the case. Garnacho, if you really thought you had a future here at Chelsea Football Club, you were incredibly naive and delusional, brother. You were never going to be a Chelsea player long term. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Alright? Absolutely not. Now we are going to get into a little bit of Lacroix news. Maxence Lacroix. Don't forget Maxence Lacroix because contacts continue for Chelsea. At the moment, we have to be patient in terms of replacement. Palace will only let go of if they feel that they get a proper replacement with Chelsea still pushing. So basically, more or less, what we've been always saying, Chelsea are interested in Maxence Lacroix, but Crystal Palace needs a replacement. They need to get a replacement before they could actually let him go, which is totally understandable and justified. I don't think any club will want to let go of any player until they get that replacement for that said player. So Chelsea fans, you need to hold on strain. It is going to happen, but it's just when Crystal Palace basically gets that replacement. And that basically segues into the next report. Mamadou Sarr. Como appreciate Mamadou Sarr and consider him for a loan. Chelsea haven't opened the door yet to this. Chelsea keep maintaining contact for Lacroix despite it being quite quiet in the media. Crystal Palace asking price for their replacement, asking for a replacement, and two things, right? So basically, they're asking price for Maxence Lacroix and they need a replacement, as we just said. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Basically, more or less, what it is, I think Chelsea may do, they might either offer Mamadou Sarr in that deal for Maxence Lacroix. Probably two separate deals, but send Mamadou Sarr to Crystal Palace on loan, and so Crystal Palace can get a replacement. They might even give him a 2-year loan or whatever like that, and then they just take Maxence Lacroix. So Crystal Palace is going to basically more or less have their replacement and Chelsea will get their man. So that is what I think just might happen. That could be a huge possibility, right? So Mamadou Sarr to Crystal Palace, look out for that, guys. Something that could take place. And Maxence Lacroix to Chelsea, just be patient. Things will happen. Things will happen. You just need to be patient, Chelsea fans. Don't rush the brush. Take it easy. It will happen. Right? On to some other news. Trevoh Chalobah. Yes, Inter are pushing to agree terms with Chalobah. Chalobah is ready to give the green light. An offer is then expected to Chelsea. Chelsea would like 35 million euros, whereas Inter will try for 25 million euros, 26 million with bonuses. So basically, this is definitely going to happen. Trevoh Chalobah is going to be leaving Chelsea Football Club without a doubt. Right now, we basically kind of have both a bit of a bidding war going on for Trevoh Chalobah because both Italian clubs, Inter Milan and Como, are interested with this player, and both are seeing Trevoh Chalobah as a vital part of their season for next year and beyond going forward. We always knew Inter Milan always had long-term interest in Trevoh Chalobah, and this just like the Andrey Santos situation, they basically are coming back in, but this time they have competition from Como, where I think Trevoh Chalobah, yes, Como is a good team, but you have to also look at who is most consistent. And I think if Trevoh Chalobah wants to be playing in Europe frequently, I think Inter Milan is the better direction to go. Right? I feel so bad for Trevoh Chalobah because he has always been the one at Chelsea that considered not to be good, and but always getting called back to hold the shift and hold on the fort when either players get injured or we lose some kind of defender, and then he has to come back and hold the fort. Chelsea really use this guy. They really used him, right? So a bit more on Trevoh Chalobah. Basically, Chalobah gives priority to Inter. Personal terms advance and then talks with Chelsea over fee. Como will withdraw from the race midweek if Chalobah continues to give preference to Inter. Como are prepared to send 30 million bid to Chelsea for Chalobah. The DiMaggio. That's from DiMaggio. So basically, Como are very much interested in Trevoh Chalobah, but Trevoh Chalobah is given priority to Inter Milan. As we just said, as I said, that is going to be the better thing for him if he wants to be consistent in Champions League and all the big competition and competing for the Serie A and all of that. Inter looks like they are the top dog Italian club right now. So, yeah. So it looks like he's given priority to Inter, and Como doesn't like it. They want to put in a 30 million euro bid, and Trevoh Chalobah sees Inter as his preferred destination. And I think that is why Inter Milan are coming in so low, because they know that Trevoh Chalobah prefers them over Como. So, yeah, but Chelsea still want 35 million euros, 35 to 36 million euros. So we'll see how that goes. But it looks like Trevoh Chalobah going to be on his way to Italy with either Como or Inter Milan being his destination. It looks like it's going to be Inter Milan. Como just might pull away, but they have the money for 30 million euro bid. So yeah, guys, so let's talk about it. So yeah, you all need to let me know what you all think down in the comment section about these reports. Andrey Santos, could he be on his way to Manchester United? Alejandro Garnacho being transfer listed. Yes, we all know he was going to be transfer listed. This is basically what most Chelsea fans more or less wanted regardless. Maxence Lacroix news, you all need to just be a little patient. Do you all think it's going to happen? Mamadou Sarr looks like he could go over at Crystal Palace on loan, or either somewhere else. Chelsea prefer to keep him in the Premier League here on loan. Also, Trevoh Chalobah to either Inter or Como. Where would you all rather see him play next season? So guys, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification to keep up to date with all my content. Subscribe, especially if you're new, please, and hit the like button. It would help the video a lot and hype the video as well. In a bit, people, and peace.